Hi, we're Flatland Kings, and you're watching Live in the Living Room.
Hello, I'm Nigel G.Lowndes, and this is Always Leaving London. Peeling paint and frozen windows, they hang the walls where no one cares. Blissful moments before she goes. Always leaving London. Learning that we're bound by numbers. Science always pays the bills. Streets of gold, all paved with wonders. Always leaving London. Caught inside the big machine, paying the price of necessity. Grinding every hope and every dream. Always leaving London. I don't believe in luck or how you roll the dice. If there's no one listening, then take your own advice. Maybe I need some help, or is it something else? What I found is heaven sent. Inside the Holy Trinity, are these precious things. Far from here will set me free. Always leaving London. Always leaving London. Always leaving London.
Welcome to episode 5 of Live in the Living Room. I'm your host Dom from Country Chat with Dom. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell just so you don't miss any content coming your way. Kicking us off was an artist chosen by the founder of Live in the Living Room, James. It was Nigel G.Lowndes with his song Always Leaving London. Make sure you give him a follow on his social media handles, which are just below. Coming up next, though, is a band that was chosen by the award-winning DC Brown. Here they are, it's Flatland Kings with Family Table.
1, 2, 3, 4.
to heaven. We escape the undertow, where all is forgiven. It's a place we call home, bound together forever. Pull up a chair, listen close, memories to remember, where happiness grows. And we live, we laugh, we smile. So come on in and stay a while at the family table. Together we are at the family table. Nothing will tear us apart here at this table. We're loving our hearts, we're looking out for each other when we struggle to recover, we're grateful. Oh, at the family table. Past and present, we reminisce through them all. Pictures of adolescence hanging there on the wall. And we raise a glass to the ones who's passed and the ones we won't forget. A time to turn back, so we time we have, make sure it's time well spent. And we live, we laugh, we smile. So come on in and stay a while at the family table. Together we are at the family table. Well, nothing will tear us apart here at this table. We're loving our hearts, we're looking out for each other when we struggle to recover, we're grateful. Oh, at the family table. Here's to the family, to the family, to the family. Here's to the family, to the family, to the family. Oh, at the family table. To the family, to the family, to the family. Here's to the family, to the family, to the family. Oh, oh. Together we are at the family table. Well, nothing will tear us apart here at this table. We're loving our hearts, we're looking out for each other when we struggle to recover. When times get hard, we're always there for each other. We're grateful, we're grateful. At the family table. To the family, to the family. Here's to the family, to the family, to the family. Here's to the family. You know it's always good to be here. To the family, to the family, to the family. Here's to the family, to the family, to the family. Here's to the family, to the family.
Absolutely fantastic. That were Flatland Kings with Family Table. Go on, give them a follow on their social media. The handles are just below. Thank you, DC Brown, for bringing Flatland Kings to Live in the Living Room. Be sure to give DC Brown a follow as well on his social media handles and his YouTube page. His handles are just below as well. Such a great guy. He does so much for the country industry here in the UK. Coming up next, though, is an artist from Manchester. She's a singer-songwriter and she's chosen by Nick Cantwell, the founder, director of Bells and Gals. So here is our next artist. It's Chloe Jones with her new song, New Mexico.
I like your
photographs of snow, those old time ruins and white sand dunes down in old New Mexico. Tell me, was it cold when your heart wouldn't warm him home? I like your words, they're heaven sent. Though you think I'm blind, through the lines and guides I can see just what you meant. No, it didn't take long for your heart to write the poem. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the darkness of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your side. I like the tattoo on your arm, though you think I'm sly between you and I. You should know I meant no harm. Ink on skin, oh, the snake is me again. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the darkness of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your. I didn't want him like you do. Boredom strikes and on a lonely night, regrets are made too soon. This is salt for the wounds, but it was me who thought of you. I couldn't see it through. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Stars alight, the darkness of the skies. Close your eyes, close your eyes. The wilderness is always on your side. I like your photographs of snow, those old time rooms and white sand dunes down in old New Mexico. I thought you should know.
Such an emotional melody that was. And the tone to her voice, wow, just brilliant. That was the wonderful Chloe Jones from up here in the north in Manchester with her new song, New Mexico. Be sure to give her a follow on social media. Her handles are just below now. And if you're checking this out before the 8th, be sure to give her new song, New Mexico, a pre-save and pre-order it on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music from. And if you listen to this after the 8th, just give it a download. Give it a buy. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much to Nick for bringing Chloe to the show. Be sure to give Bells and Gals a follow as well on their social media handles, because they do so much for the UK country industry as well, not just in the female side, but on the male side as well. Just so great. The whole team are just so amazing. Coming up next is a song that is selected by James's right-hand woman. Now, this is a song selected by Rachel Selleck, who is the founder and director of Scarlet River Management. Here is Tom Cary with his song, Something in the Whiskey.
Hey, it's Tom Cary here, and I'm going to play for you, for Live in the Living Room, my brand new song, Something in the Whiskey. I really hope you enjoy it. got my guitar, I'm reminiscing, drunk on your love, high on your kissing, watching the sun go down, hand in hand, and nowhere to be. There's something in the whiskey. Got a sun on my back, sand in my toes. No, I ain't going back, got nowhere to go. Watching the sun go down, hand in hand, and nowhere to be. Here we are, you and me. There's something in the whiskey that's making me fall for you completely. I have to hold, it's gonna be easy with you by my side. I don't wanna miss me, because there's something in the whiskey. Got the sun on my back, the sand in my toes. No, I ain't going back, got nowhere to go. Watching the sun go down, hand in hand, and nowhere to be. Here we are, you and me. There's something in the whiskey, and it's making me fall for you completely. And after all, it's gonna be easy with you by my side. I don't wanna miss me, don't wanna miss me. 'Cause something in the whiskey. Oh, it's making me fall. Oh, there's something in the whiskey, and it's making me fall for you completely. I have to hold, it's gonna be easy with you by my side. I don't wanna miss me, don't wanna miss me. 'Cause something in the whiskey.
That is the sensational Tom Cary with Something in the Whiskey. Such a great performance, and I love his outfit there. So simple, but yet so smart. Be sure to give Tom a follow on his social media handles. His handles are just below. Such a great guy. He's got so much coming out very, very soon, so be sure to give him a follow. Coming up next is an interview segment I did with an artist who is originally from Mississippi. He has performed with the likes of Luke Combs. He has just brought out his debut album, Bet You From a Small Town. Here is the conversation I had with Jameson Rodgers.
First of all, thanks for having me, brother. It's good to see you. And man, you know, I've dreamed of this day for a long time. You know what I mean? You moved to Nashville to kind of put out albums, and you know, I've been fortunate. I've put out 3 EPs before this, and so it's I feel like I'm finally graduating school here and getting to put out a full record. And so some of my favorite songs I've written over the last few years, and I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
You see, I don't want to talk about the title track yet. I want to talk about one song in particular, and it's Merle Haggard.
Oh man, one of my favorite songs. You know, my dad loves this song so much that it makes me love it even more. You know what I mean? He was like this. He was like, Merle Haggard should be your next 3 singles in a row. You know?
No, definitely. Because there's something about it that's every time I listen to it, literally the hairs on my arms stand up. Literally.
That's awesome, man.
I don't know if it's because it's it's a bit more acoustic, a bit more acoustic here, a bit more real. I think it's just that realness about it, and it just gets me. What was the kind of inspirations that I don't have this cliche question, but what is the inspiration to Merle Haggard?
Oh man, obviously I'm a Merle fan. If you're a country music singer, you have to be a fan of Merle Haggard. And so I'm also a fan, for whatever reason, of writing songs where the guy gets his heart broke. You know what I mean? I have no idea why, but it's just like what comes natural to me in the writing room. And so kind of best of both worlds. I get to honor Merle, and I'm kind of honoring a girl that's a good heartbreaker, I guess is what you'd say. And so man, it's that one came from the heart. I have no idea what made me think of that. For whatever reason, like I have this notes list on my phone of song ideas. Yeah. And for whatever reason, I just wrote down Merle Haggard. And, I was just thinking about how could you write a song called Merle Haggard? And I was like, Merle Haggard would have wrote songs about you. And so I threw it out to Jake Mitchell and Lynn Hutton, who I was writing with that day. And, they helped me bring that to life. It was a special write.
I mean, it can almost be a compliment, but it can be such a dig as well, because to have a song written about you by Merle Haggard, I mean, come on, you've done something wrong.
I know, exactly. It's just it's a unique kind of idea that you don't hear every day. I think that's, I don't know, just makes it pretty special.
So going into the actual album itself then, what was the kind of lead up to, wanting to do the full album? Because obviously we've just had your previous EP.
Yep.
And, is it just that right time? What was it that kind of brought it on?
Well, we've been recording these songs for a couple years now, you know what I mean? So, even right before I got the record deal, we were, I got to go in and record like 6 songs. And then, 6 months later, we go in and cut another 4 or 5 songs. And, we've just kind of been stockpiling these songs for an album. Eventually, we just didn't know when exactly the day would be. And so, obviously we put the EP out back in April, and we just felt like we had more songs we could go in and record, like songs like Merle Haggard and Betcha from a Small Town. And so we went in and recorded them, and then you're sitting there with 15 songs, and you're just like, wow, let's just put out the record and see what happens, you know what I mean? And so Sony was all about it, and the whole team was all about it. It's so lucky, man.
Yeah. Now, Bet You From a Small Town, it does speak out to so many, people who live in small towns, because, hauling hay, spending your school time. I mean, I'm not from America, but whenever I think of a small town America, these are the images that come straight to my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in it. This is the most personal song on the record for me. I've lived pretty much every line in that song. I'm from a little town in Mississippi, and you know what I mean? Just knowing all my other friends from around the country, from small towns, and just chatting with them about how they grew up, I know that song is going to relate to so many people, man.
Which song on the album then took the longest to kind of come around and try and generate and get the ideas for and get it there, to a final piece?
Man, I would say a song called Missing One on there. It's actually an older song. It was on a previous EP of mine. But it's just always been a fan favorite, and it's just always been considered a possible single down the road. And so that's why I kind of included it on this record. But me and Hunter Phelps and Smith Onquist, we write every other Wednesday. Or we used to when our schedules weren't so crazy. But we started this song in January a few years ago and didn't finish it until May, of every other Wednesday of writing. And so for whatever reason, it's hard to, the verses of that song came pretty easy, but the chorus, for whatever reason, just took forever. But hey, we got it done finally.
So we've now had a new EP out. We've got a new album coming out. Are we going to be expecting you to come to the UK anytime soon?
Man, I hope so. It's been, I don't know why we keep putting this thing off, but yeah, I don't know if it'll happen next year, but maybe the year after that.
Definitely can't wait to have you over here. Now, one thing that I'm a bit upset about is the fact that you haven't been nominated yet for newcomer on the CMAs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was waiting for the tweets. And when I didn't see your name, I just threw my phone to the side of the room and I said, nah, that's not right.
I knew. That's why I love you. That's why you're my boy. No, man. Hopefully, that would be an honor one day. Maybe next year. Hopefully next year we'll get in there.
You certainly deserve to be in there. And I cannot wait for you to actually finally start to get those accolades that other people seem to be getting, and totally deserve it, man.
Well, thank you, brother. That means a lot.
So in terms of touring and actually doing the whole album promotion, have you got your tours set up ready for this next few years?
We just started my headlining tour here in the States, called the Cold Beer Calling My Name tour. And so we're 1 weekend down of that. So we've got that the rest of this year. And then next year, still kind of figuring out what we're going to do. I'm sure it'll be more the same. Maybe we'll go to jump on a tour with somebody else and go open up shows somewhere, maybe. Still working it out. And so, just looking forward to the shows this fall right now.
When it comes to doing a tour then, let's pretend you're the headliner. Who's going to be your support act?
Oh gosh. Well, this fall I'm taking out my buddy Drew Parker some. I don't know if you know Drew yet, but he's an awesome artist and writer. Taking my wife out a little bit for a few shows. So this kid named Jordan Rowe is going to go out and do some shows. So I don't know, man. I have so many friends that are, on the cusp of breaking through that I'd be happy to take any of them out,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I can't wait till this album comes out. I've just wrote a review for it, and I can't wait to release that because it is just from track to track to track. It's a hit after a hit. It really is.
That means a lot, man. It really does. I appreciate that.
There's a saying, and it's one of those corny sayings. It's all killer, no filler. And
I've never heard that, dude. I'm definitely still in that.
You've not heard that before?
No.
But yeah, it really is, because every single track you can listen to over and over again and just not get bored. So,
well, thank you, man. That's the goal. That was the goal.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jameson. I know this is where I now ask you some random questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
We did this last time, and I asked you things like, what kind of drinks do you have when you're doing your writers round, when you do your writing, when you're relaxing, when you're not writing, when you're not singing, when you're not touring, when you're not being Jameson Rodgers. What do you do? What is the day-to-day life of Jameson Rodgers?
Oh man, if I have a day off, it's it really depends on the season we're in. Like if it's warm outside, I love to play golf. Love to do anything outside, basically. Cut the grass, whatever it is. When it's during the winter time, I love to go deer hunting. I grew up in Mississippi going hunting, and so I'm getting ready to jump into that season. Getting ready for some deer hunting and just normal kind of stuff like that.
What's the biggest pointer that you've got?
16 point.
16.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic. The main people who do that over here are usually the Royals.
Oh, really?
The Queen will go up to Scotland and then do some deer hunting, and they'll put them across the walls in all their palaces. Yeah, it's
Wow.
living in the cities and countryside around here. There isn't that much. You only get young small doe.
Sure. Sure.
You don't get that many good pointers. So
We'll get you over
It's
here,
it.
and I'll put you on a 16 point one day.
if only. Now, when it comes to going on holidays, I'm interested in this. What is your favorite holiday destination? You've just mentioned you go deer hunting.
Yeah.
So are you more of you just travel out to the countryside and just chill in some camo, or do you like to go exploring? What does Jameson do?
Oh man, no, my favorite holiday is Christmas for sure, because I go down to Mississippi and I pretty much just hide out in the woods. That's just, I mean, I'm just, I'm a simple, small town boy. You know what I mean? I don't like to go. I don't need, to go on crazy trips or anything for a holiday. I'm more of a go home and eat some good home cooked meals and hang with the family, do a little deer hunting.
Well, you just said it there. You're just small town boy. New album, Bet You're From a Small Town. It's coming out very soon. So make sure, everybody, that you buy this, you download this, you stream this on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your music from, because it's just so good.
Well, I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate you having me on here too, man.
There you go. That is the conversation I had with the brilliant Jameson Rodgers, where we spoke about his debut album, Bet You From a Small Town. So be sure to give that a listen to on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your music, or even give it a buy. But check out Merle Haggard. I spoke to Jameson there quite a lot about Merle Haggard, because it was one of the songs that really, really stuck out to me, because it was just so emotional in a sense. When you really bring out the words, it was really, really lovely. So be sure to give that a check out. I also want to give a shout out as well to Paula Hartley from Digital Rebel for organising the chats that we had. So be sure to give Jameson a follow on his social media. His handles are just below. So you're watching Live in the Living Room with me, Dom, your host from Country Chat with Dom. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bells just below, just so you don't miss any of the content coming out in the future. Also, a quick reminder that tickets are still available for the concert that we're doing for Live in the Living Room Gives Back in the Bedford pub in London. So be sure to head over to our social media page, Facebook, where you can find out more about the artists that are performing, as well as how to get hold of tickets. Coming up next, though, here on this episode 5 of Live in the Living Room, is an artist that really breaks down the ins and outs of music and being a musician. Now, what we like to do here at Live in the Living Room is to be able to give artists who are either up and coming and brand new to the scene, or those who are seasoned professionals that just want to refine their game and just make sure they hit the top of the level. Now, here is Ryan Redman making it easy on how to write a set list.
Hi, this is Ryan Redman, and I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee. Just going to talk to you a little bit about how to make a good set list and just sort of some do's and don'ts of what you kind of want to look out for. And the main thing is to know your audience. And I've learned a lot of this stuff from experience. Not necessarily that sometimes when you play a song, it's not what they want to hear. It's just, it doesn't fit the place that you're playing it, if that makes any sense. Let's say you're playing a bar or like a steakhouse or something. You wouldn't want to play Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash and then play Amazing Grace out of the hymn book right next to each other. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some sort of extraordinary situation where you would do something like that, but most of the time that's not the way it's going to be. Your audience is going to want to hear a certain type of music. I mean, obviously if you're playing rock music, they're going to want to hear probably classic rock. A lot of places want to hear the classic stuff. I obviously don't do rock. I do country and some gospel music. But when I play a bar or somewhere, I know those people want to hear songs from Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. They want to hear Mama Tried from Merle Haggard big time. That always goes over well. And what's some other ones? They want to hear Family Tradition by Hank Williams Jr. Stuff that they can really relate to and they can sing to. That's a big thing, is getting your audience engaged. I mean, if you're in a bar, they're not going to be engaged if you're playing Amazing Grace and singing just as I am. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love those songs, but that just doesn't fit the place that you're playing, and it doesn't fit your audience. That's what it comes down to. And also, the other big thing that I just want to get across to you is, and I have learned so much of this from experience, so don't think that I'm any better than anybody else, because I've had my fair share of mistakes with set lists. But it's one of those things you just have to learn. You know, if you make out a set list and you go to play, let's say, a honky-tonk or a bar, and you've got a couple of songs on there that once you get to playing, you don't think would really fit, just kind of improvise if you can. I mean, and sometimes you have to improvise the set list, because what you thought might be a good fit may not be a good fit once you get there. A lot of it's just knowing your audience and feeling what your audience is wanting. You know, if you play a song and there's a really good reaction from the crowd, a loud applause, you know, you might want to play some more songs like that. And if there's vice versa, if there's a song that you don't think would be, or pardon me, if there is a song that you play and it's not a really good response, very light applaud or clapping, then maybe, you know, you don't need to be playing songs in that style or by that artist. And that's what it comes down to. There's many times that I've wanted to play certain things, but whenever I get down to it, it's like, well, got to play what the people want to hear. So that's what it comes down to. Knowing where you're at and knowing your audience. That's what it comes down to. Thank y'all for listening. Have a good one.
Thank you, Ryan, for making writing a set list look so easy. Be sure to give Ryan a follow on his social media pages. His handles are just below. If you'd like to feature on Live in the Living Room, whether you be an artist, whether you be a person that gives an instructional advice, if you've got some great advice to give to new artists, give us a message. If you'd like to come on and have a chat with myself on Live in the Living Room, be sure to give either myself, Rachel Selleck, or the founder, James Vince, a follow on social media. Our handles are just below at the bottom, so be sure to give us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Coming up next, though, is a performance that was chosen by the wonderful Trey. Here is Molly Lovette with her bedazzled guitar with a brand new song called Hey Hey.
Hey, how have you been?
Thank you so much to Trey there for bringing Molly Lovette into the Live in the Living Room family. Absolutely fantastic. Such a great performance there. And a guitar. Wow, very sparkly. I love it. Thank you so much. Be sure to give Molly a follow on social media. Absolutely sensational artist. Cannot wait to see her develop and bring songs over here to the UK. Really cannot wait. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to, if you haven't already, be sure to give our page a follow on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Our handles are just below. And make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell, so you don't miss on any future content, particularly when episode 6 comes out. Thank you so much for tuning in. And seeing us out is a artist that was chosen by the Angel of the Airwaves, Jess T. Here is Louis Cross with Better Light.
Early teens running away, I've got nothing to say. Chew me out, watch me drown. Spinning wheels on either side, I can't find my stride. None of the words they throw, head above the water flow. In my skin, over my bones, write your words, my shadow, count the tears washed away. Look for a better day, say a prayer in the night. Look for a better light, count the tears washed away. Look for a better day, say a prayer in the night. Look for a better light. Tired bags under my eyes, it's funny how time flies. Nothing's changed, oh how strange. What can they destroy my side? Show us what's left behind. Take it by each day, who knows what will come our way. In my skin, rub my bones, write your words for my shadow, count the tears washed away. Look for a better day, say a prayer in the night. Look for a better light, count the tears washed away. Look for a better day, say a prayer in the night. Look for a better